Om Shanti. Good morning. Diamond morning. Baba is teaching us how to save ourselves from sinful actions. It's Murli of the 30th of May 2023. Excuse. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, in order to become heirs, surrender yourselves. That is, become destroyers of attachment to everyone. Follow the Sakar Father fully. Question. What is the way to be saved from committing sin and to attain blessings from many souls? Answer. In order to be saved from committing sin, surrender your body, mind, and wealth, everything to the Father. Then look after everything as a trustee. Continue to take Srimad at every step. Srimad says, children, you children cannot use your money for any sinful act. To donate to sinful souls is also to become an instrument for sin being committed. Therefore, if you have wealth, open a spiritual hospital and you will receive blessings from many. And the song of Baba's Murli. Our pilgrimage is unique. Om Shanti. You sweet children, that is, you long lost and now found children, heard your praise. The Father has explained. The people of Bharat are called sinful souls, and the people of Bharat are called charitable souls. Only the people of Bharat call out to the purified. In the golden age, there aren't any impure beings. That is called heaven, Shivalaya, the land of charitable souls. The Iron Age is the land of sinful souls. They give a lot of donations and perform a lot of charity in Bharat. At this time, you children give your bodies, minds, and wealth, everything to the Father. You have the example of this Father, in brackets, Brahma. He became an instrument because he understands whatever actions others see me perform, they will begin to do the same. Therefore, the Father says, I make him perform such actions that he becomes number one in heaven. He gave his body, mind, and wealth, and instantly became a destroyer of attachment. He didn't make his own children heirs. Instead, he made you mothers the heirs to the throne, that is. He surrendered everything to the mothers and made them trustees. He said, all of this is placed at the feet of you mothers. You simply become heirs. He didn't think about anything else. I am now going to belong to Baba. That was Brahma Baba's consciousness. I am now going to belong to Baba. Back to the Murli. On the path of devotion, you've been singing for birth after birth. What we had been singing, I will surrender to you. Mine is one, Baba alone and none other. So now, I am making you mothers my heirs. This world is to benefit through you mothers. First of all, he made the mothers into gurus. Mine is one Baba and none other. Otherwise, he would have had attachment to his children, etc. Excuse. However, he moved his heart away from all of them and attached it to the Father. Brahma Baba moved his heart from all his Lokic children and attached it to the Father. Back to the Murli. If you want to claim your unlimited inheritance, you have to give away everything limited. However, the Father is the bestower. He never takes anything. Shiv Baba is the one who gives to you. He gives you directions. Do this and that. Therefore, this mother becomes the Guru. You are the mother and you are the father. First is the mother. In the golden age, it is Lakshmi first and then Narayan. First is Radhe and then Krishna. Just as the father places mothers at the front, in the same way, men also have to place the mothers at the front and look after them. The poor, helpless women are innocent. At this time, all of you are rivers of knowledge. The Brahmaputra River emerges. The Brahmaputra River merges into the ocean. The Brahmaputra River is in Calcutta. A huge mela takes place there on Shiv Jayanti. Pilgrims all go to the meeting place of the Brahmaputra River and the ocean. They all go to bathe there. Shiv Baba is the ocean of knowledge, and Brahma is the river. You have now come to the confluence of Brahma the river and Shiva the ocean. All of these things are of knowledge. You have emerged from the ocean of knowledge. Only by bathing in knowledge is everyone to be benefited. It is not a question of water. Brahma is this Brahmaputra, the son of Shiva. You also understand the secrets of the pilgrimages. You are on a pilgrimage with the yoga of your intellects. We connect our intellect in yoga to the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. On the path of devotion, they beat their heads so much. Their intellects just don't remain connected in yoga to the Father. The Father also says, I only come once and give you the direction. And what direction does he give when he comes? He says, have yoga with me. No one else can say this. The Father, the ocean of knowledge himself, is the ocean of happiness and the ocean of bliss. The praise of each one is different. God, the highest on high, is the purifier. He is one. He is playing the part of purifying the impure world. He himself says, I come every cycle and take everyone on a pilgrimage. All devotees make effort to attain liberation. Sannyasis of the path of isolation want liberation. Why do they want liberation? Sannyasis of the path of isolation. Baba is saying because they believe that happiness is like the droppings of a crow. They believe that happiness is only worth a few pennies and that the rest is sorrow. Baba says it will not be like that in heaven. The Father has explained that is the limited Rajaguni renunciation of the path of isolation. This is unlimited Sataguni renunciation. We have to change the whole dirty world and go to the new world. We are becoming deities. When people invoke Lakshmi, they clean up everything. It is now a matter of the unlimited. The whole world has to be cleansed. Even the 5 elements become Satopradhan from Tamopradhan. There are number 1 physical comforts that is in the golden age. We're saying flowers are such that you receive their fragrance while sitting indoors. So we're saying there is no need to use perfume, etc. Just imagine golden age will be so fragrant, even while sitting indoors. Back to the Murli. There is no need for incense sticks. There is natural fragrance there. One's mouth becomes sweet just speaking about heaven. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul comes and makes the world so elevated. And so you should have so much love for the Father. You should make a promise. Baba, I will become a destroyer of attachment and have yoga with you. I will make you my end. Each one of you has to earn your own income. Therefore, you should be concerned about earning your income. Those who do something receive the return of it. Whatever people in this world do, it is sinful. By surrendering yourself to the Father now, you will follow my directions. Wealth is always given to those who are worthy. Anyone who gives money to an alcoholic is to be blamed. If you give to an unworthy child, you would also accumulate the sin of that. So, settle your karmic accounts. If you have surrendered everything, you are not allowed to give everything to anyone. If you have surrendered everything, you are not allowed to give anything to anyone. Otherwise, it would be a sin. One has to give to a Kumari. If she doesn't become a master of heaven, if she doesn't go to heaven and wants to choke in hell, then what can you do? You children know that there is now going to be death for everyone, for all, young and old. Those Yadvas and Kauravas are making their own plans. The Pandavas have their own plan. Victory is for the Pandavas. It is not a question of a physical war. Here, it is a question of knowledge and yoga. Forget all the scriptures, etc., that you have studied. Sit here and study everything anew. If you die alive and become a child, you will forget everything else. You are little children. The Father says, now belong to me and study with me. Consider yourselves to be, what do we have to consider ourselves to be? Usually he will say souls. Today he says, consider yourselves to be small adopted children. The Father sits here and teaches you children. There are young ones and also old ones amongst you. He makes everyone his children. He then gives you Shrimat. What Shrimat he gives us? Children, whatever you have heard until now, continue to forget it. Hear no evil, see no evil. Don't listen to anything of human beings. Whatever people do, it is unrighteous. It is wrong. The biggest mistake is to say that God is omnipresent. Because if the Father were omnipresent, from whom would you claim your inheritance? In that case, everyone would be the Father. By their saying Shiva Tattva, I am Shiva, the same applies to you. The concept of an inheritance doesn't hold any weight. They show everyone the wrong path and drown them. Who makes you impure? Those who follow the dictates of Ravan. Therefore, the Father says, forget all of that. Constantly remember me alone. When you die, the world is dead for you. The old world has to end in a practical way. It has to become a graveyard. And it will then become the land of angels. Bombs will fall. Everything will become a graveyard. And it will then become new. Hiroshima has now become so new. The first bomb was dropped in Hiroshima in Japan, so the whole thing was made anew. So Baba is saying back to the Murli, therefore, the whole of Bharat in particular, and the world in general, now has to become a graveyard. Just consider everyone. Or do we consider everyone? He would usually say, to be souls. Today he says, just consider everyone to be already dead. Back to the Murli. You should now make effort for paradise, the land of angels. You children understand that Bab Dada has now come. Shri Baba enters the body of Brahma and becomes a charioteer. It isn't that Krishna is the charioteer of Arjuna, no. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, sits in this chariot, that is in the body of Brahma, and speaks knowledge to you. Baba remains very busy. He says, I have come to purify the impure world, and I therefore have to adopt very many forms. I ignite the light of many. Have yoga with me. So he's inviting us so much to have yoga with him. Have yoga with me. Put in this spectrum and the battery will be charged. Every time the earthen lamp is about to go out, they pour more oil into it. Especially when someone leaves the body, they put a diya, a lighted diya, and they ensure that this light doesn't go out. They keep pouring oil into it. They think that the soul is traveling and the path should be lit up. And the soul shouldn't go into darkness on its onward journey. So Baba is saying, referring to that. Back to the Murli, Baba says, now have full yoga. You know that the Father has come to teach you through this body of Brahma. God speaks. What does God say? Children, remember me. Death is standing at your head. There will be death for everyone, young and old. This is the land of death. I, the Lord of immortality, have come to tell you the story of immortality. Your Parvatis and Sitas, all are in the jail of Ravana. All of you are in the cottage of sorrow. The Father comes and takes you into the cottage free from sorrow. There is no sorrow there. That is in the golden age. You children have now received intellects that are able to distinguish between right and wrong. You know all about right and wrong, how charity is performed and how sin is committed. When your yoga breaks, Maya makes you commit sin because at this time, Maya is tamoprada. This is why caution is needed at every step. There is no loss in following Srimad. Human beings don't recognize God. The Father says, I have come to give all of you teachings. You, my children, are dearer than life itself. I know that you children have become very unhappy. I have now come to take you children to the world of happiness. The secret of real and stepchildren has been explained to you. The father's attention is on the real children. Real children claim their inheritance of the kingdom. Stepchildren, so if real children claim their inheritance of the kingdom, what will stepchildren claim? After the Murli Baba says, stepchildren claim the inheritance of subjects. Such a big deity kingdom is being established. You are making effort to attain the kingdom. The first and foremost thing is purity. When you have a sinful thought to indulge in vice, you must not put that into practice with your physical senses. If you feel anger, you mustn't become angry in words. If there is an evil spirit in you, how would you be able to marry Lakshmi? Those who have the 5 vices in them are called, what are they called? Those who have the 5 vices in them? They are called monkeys. Baba used the photograph of daughter Nalini in place of the photograph of monkeys. There is the picture of speak no evil, see no evil, etc. ... Her Lockic father opened a center for her and gave that to her. And that Sister Nalini is in Bombay. Baba himself went there to open that center, back to the Murli. Whatever treasures they had, they sold everything and gave everything to their daughter Nalini. Just as the father gave everything to the mothers. In the same way, that one, Kakubai, that is Nalini's Ben's father, gave everything to his daughter. He thought, she's a Kumari, so why should I not carry out an auspicious task through her? The child said that she would not get married, but use that money for this task and do the service of making the impure world pure. Although he also had sons, he made his daughter his heir. His status will become so high. He will claim a very high status. The blessings of many will come to him because he opened a godly hospital and a godly college. At this time, the activity of human beings is such that they use everything for doing sin. They continue to commit sin and make others commit sin too. They have become sinful souls. Baba now says, children, make effort. There is a big burden of sin. Make effort to have constant remembrance. Make effort to have constant remembrance so that you have that stage at the end. Sannyasis too are able to shed their bodies whilst just sitting down. I will go and merge into the Brahm element. They simply say that and leave their bodies. It happens like that, and then there is dead silence. This Baba is telling you of things he has experienced. One does have experience. The Father says, you children are the true Ganges of knowledge, who make sinful souls of the world into charitable souls. They have shown a temple of deities on the banks of the river Ganges and called the river the Ganga. However, river water cannot be the purifier, nor are deities purifiers. So who are purifiers then? If the river water cannot be the purifier, the deities cannot be purifiers. Usually Baba will say he is the purifier. Today he's saying Brahmins are purifiers. They've placed an image of deities on the river Ganges. Deities don't make impure ones pure. People don't have this knowledge that they could ask anyone about it. There is a vast difference between rivers of water and those deities. At this time, you bathe in the Ganges of knowledge, and you thereby become deities. Your service is to change human beings into deities. Souls become pure here. Souls need an injection. The Father comes and gives you the injection of knowledge and yoga. The Father taught you this knowledge and yoga 5,000 years ago to people on the path of devotion. Call this the ancient knowledge and yoga of the Gita. Acha, okay. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bapdana. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say, Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharana points to practice for today. First point, even if you have sinful thoughts, you must not perform any sinful acts with your physical senses. In order to attain the kingdom, you must definitely make a promise of purity. Second point, die alive and consider yourself to be a small child. Listen to the one Father alone and study with him alone. Forget everything else. Baba's blessing for today. May you be seated on your throne and claim the throne of the kingdom of the world number-wise by following the Father. Baba explains this. Just as the Father placed the children in the front and he remained the backbone, follow the Father in the same way. The more you follow the Father here, the more you will be seated number-wise on the throne of the kingdom of the world there. The more you stay in the Father's company and eat and drink, play and study with him at this time, so you will stay with him just as much there. The more awareness children have of their closeness, the more there will automatically be natural intoxication and faith. And that intoxication and faith. So constantly feel in your heart, I have been the Father's companion many times. I am that now and will continue to be that countless times. And the slogan for today, those who receive the fruit, fal, in brackets, and power, bal, of service are powerful. Those who receive the fruit, fal, and power, bal, of service are powerful. So Baba wants us to be able to become charitable souls from sinful souls. Wants us to follow his directions. So let us take a point and experience it for today. Om Shanti.